Hello, it is Lord Hayward. I'm streaming some 2D4X like I do most weekends. I didn't last weekend actually. Um, I just didn't feel it. I wasn't feeling it, and so I just laid around. I actually took Friday off too, so I just laid around for 3 days. Well, that's not true. On Sunday, I actually a couple weeks ago I bought a bow and I went and shot my bow. That was pretty fun. As I expected, because I switched arms and I hadn't shot a bow in 25 years, I was quite terrible at it at the beginning. But it's kind of funny how quickly you improve on stuff like that. So I was a one. This is how I was describing it to myself in my brain. I was like a one at the beginning, and by we were only there for like a couple of hours. I was like a 4 out of 10. Out of 10. We got to update uh, Godot. Why? I mean, I updated Godot right before we started because they have a new beta out, but we need to update the README. 2D4X is a strategy game I've been working on for a couple of years now. Um, I sometimes think that I always joke that I'll be done with it in 5 years, and I sometimes think that it will never be done. I'm gonna do the README here. And we are on 7, I think. Yeah, beta 7. I wonder if I didn't update this last time. I don't think I did. We've been working on the save system, and that it seems to be working, but I say seems because I have a feeling that we're going to run into like a lot of problems. I have not pushed play on this since 2 weeks ago, so we'll see what happens right now. We'll see what bugs we get and whatnot. So last time I was talking, do we want to just hit start or load? Let's do start. Last time I was talking about AI a bunch because I did that AI test, and I continued that AI test, and it was bad. The AI test is I had a game that did that thing just pop in? Did that just pop in? I think that just popped in. The AI test I was doing was I started working on an economy game, and it's multiplayer, so everyone like connects and buys and sells shit. Manufactures, buys and sells shit. That's the idea behind it. And I copied it over, and I paid for 30 days of Claude AI. And as far as I got was like the login and the connection and login thing, and it worked. That part worked fine. And I had Claude begin to work on it. And basically what happens is it starts falling apart pretty quickly. And when I streamed another one where we did like a Vampire Survivors, and I was really impressed how quickly Claude got a extremely basic Vampire Survivors going. But if you go any farther than that, any more complicated, it really starts falling apart. And it gets confused very easily. This is the same complaints that everyone has about AI. Oh, look, we can't recruit that person as an aide. I wonder why. We should probably have a note in there. I did look through this. We're going to fix this so there's no longer going to be army leaders and aides. There's just going to be aides. I don't see it on here. Cannot recruit. Oh, we might not have enough resources. I don't know if we have yeah, we have 0 resources. So we got to figure out if that's the problem. I'm going to put this in. Whoops. I'm going to put this in anyways. That ugly dude, how's it going? If you ported your project... no, I didn't have to do anything. I just clicked the button. I read another instance of this. Maybe. I saw it flash up there. There we go. It actually made a copy for me too. So this is the economy game I was just talking about, but here's the old ones. And so it said, hey, do you want to make a copy of this? And I was like, sure. And so it made copies, and I could probably delete these actually. For all these 3 games I've converted over, but yeah, I didn't have to do anything. It worried me when that screen popped up. It said, because it's never done that before, it said are you sure you want to do this? And we're going to make a backup copy. I was like, what? Um, are you using Godot? Yeah, yeah. Cannot recruit an aid. Double check if it is lack of resources or something else. I just upgraded to beta 7, so I have no experience with that yet. We're about to find out. I don't want to be on the cutting edge of Godot development anymore. They released a beta a while ago. I think it was when 4.4 beta something, and it wouldn't even build, and the C# wouldn't build, and that kind of made me like, nah, I don't want to be testing this. Because, I didn't know it was the problem. It was like later as I was like trying to debug stuff, and it was a giant waste of my time. I'll let other people do that testing. So what we want to do here is run this a little bit actually, and then save it again. Oh, we have resources now. I guess we could just I think we need like 500. Oh, we're getting bugs actually. Let's fix that. We're going to do a lot of this today. Fixing and then like changing stuff and then refixing it. What is this thing up to? What type of game are you making? Sorry if I've asked you this before and I've forgotten. No reference. So the population data is not getting passed through, I'm guessing. 0+1 usage? Decide if hero uses newest equipment. So what is this? I have a feeling we're going to, yeah, like I said, we're going to run into like a ton of these little things, and then we got a ton of other little things like this. I don't think this is actually reporting correctly. I don't think we should be getting 0 at the top either, and maybe we're not saving that. We should be saving that, but maybe we're not. We'll have to look into that. 3D RPG remake of an oldie? What oldie? I'm into the oldies. I was playing, on my other channel when I used to stream regularly, I would play that, oh my god, I can't remember the name of it. It's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to log into this here. Let me see. Oh, it's freaking out. Let's try this a different way. Now it wants me to log in here. How do people look at this? Maybe people can't look at this. It is called Ballroom. It's like a it's like a old school RPG. It's pretty good. It's very slow. Like you gotta grind everything, and I streamed that game a bunch. It's done too, which is, I feel like nothing is ever done anymore. So this is returning wrong. Are these all the same error? Probably. God damn it. Every time I click the little arrow, yeah, so this is the same error all 3 times. I'm guessing that this dictionary isn't loading correctly from when we get... Well, let's look at the save game data. This is all heroes. Three, 0. What is that? Okay, this is the location and who is there. This is one of the things that so we were working on this, and the best way that I could come up with, and I, asked chat for suggestions, and this is the same thing. This is the number of the county. We can do like county name, I guess, but there was a reason why county name was. Whoops, I didn't want to change it. There's a reason why county name kind of sucks because we aren't gonna be able to change. Anyways, this is the number of the county, and then the number of in the county list of people. So the heroes, he's 0. So this is the county, and then he's 0 in the index. So this is like a magic number. So what is this thing's problem? So we're going through all heroes. The value is, this should be the key. This is the key. So it gets the key. The key is the int, which is the county that they're in. And then if this is the only, this is like, it will be the simplest fix if this is the, the problem right off the bat. And then we get the value. What? Is this just swapped? Seriously? Is that the problem? Let's look at this. Maybe I'm misremembering how the faction data works. It has been 2 weeks. That means it's like an eternity in my brain. My useless, shitty brain. One of the things I was surprised with, so I bought a 20-pound bow when I in preparation, and I switched arms, so I bought like the cheapest, shittiest bow I could find. Because I used to shoot right-handed, though I'm left-handed and left-eyed, I guess. And so I bought a left-handed bow because I always was like, why would I be shooting right-handed? And since I haven't shot a bow in like 25 years, figured let's switch, let's relearn it on the right, the left side. And I used to always use the pinch method when I was like every time, and I couldn't do it. I didn't have the hand strength. Like my hands started shaking and stuff. So I had to do the 3-finger thing, which I was unfamiliar with. I mean, I do just sit around all day long. Let's open up this thing and do nothing. Oh my God. So the hand strength kind of surprised me because, like I said, it's only a 20-pound bow, man. I'm a fucking weakling. Int hero ID, hero location. Oh, it was right. Hero ID, hero location. Okay. Man, we got to change that. We got to come up with a better way to do that. So this was right. Value. So then that means it was in 0. Hero 3. Is that's not, no. It's not going to be 3. Let's look at the save data. Maybe I was looking at the wrong one. Where'd it go? Save game data. All hero, all faction hero list, all hero dictionary. No, we're on the wrong one. We want to go up. There's 10,000 lines. 10,000 lines? We want to go to the very top. So what was it? Hero ID. Hero location. Is this the top one? Yes. That was the top one. Go back. So this is right. So 0 and 0 would be right. Why is this in quotes? Is that how? Okay, so that's how it does this in JSON or whatever. So let's go back to this other thing. Where was it? It was faction, personality. I wonder if that personality is not assigned correctly. That's quite possible because we... I was thinking about this. Let's check something else first. Oh, it is on. I was wondering if this, because we set this up like a month ago, and then I was, I haven't streamed in 2 weeks, so, or this, whatever. I was wondering if this actually had something more to do with it than I thought. So load from start. Whoops, we got to do the other search. I know it's in globals, but I wanted to see where I used it. What was it called? Load game at start. Load game at start. I don't think we're using it. If we're not using it, we don't want to. Yeah, we're not using. Let's just get rid of it then. So, yeah, let's get rid of that for now. I think we set it so that it always loads. I think it's right here. Yeah, so it always loads when it gets to the main thing. So that is, I bet you it's when we're loading in. So that when it gets to the main scene, it's always loads. The first time the main scene runs, it always loads. What the fuck? So let's see how we're loading this in. I bet you this is wrong. Oh, you know what I was going to do was put a breakpoint here. Let's do that actually. Oh, I can't. We got to go to where this is in use. Yeah, this will be an easier way to debug this here. Stack trace from where the call is coming from. Yes. See what it's. Yeah, I just restarted my computer's almost dead. It's like saying the hard drive's failing and shit. I bought a new computer finally. It's on the way. But oh, did I have this? What is this thing? I think this is an old one. So I restarted my computer before I started streaming, and a breakpoint error popped up. I thought that was funny. All right, what do we got here? Oh, we do have a population data in there. Type faction leader. What's your ID number? It should be 0. Faction ID, destination, I personality. So that did get assigned correctly. Last location, location 0. So that's what did we call the other one? Population ID? That would be my guess. Okay, it's 0. So this is all assigned correctly. We're passing in a population data. What is this actual error? Why did they do that? Sometimes I think that the Godot developers don't do enough testing. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Defensive personality. He's got an offensive personality though. Defensive personality. I'm very, I've only gotten to use these a few times, and I'm glad that we get to fuck with them some more. What is this partial class thing? Okay, right. I remember now. I was gonna say I don't think it will let you. Bool is false, even though it says true. I guess they default to false. Let's see what else we got going on here. So it's weird that we got that error. I'm going to hit next and see. Maybe he got assigned defensive this time because that was the error last time. So this one's null. Okay, so there's something wrong. I hit go to the next one. So it goes through every one and it decides if they're using the newest equipment or not. And then it changes their equipment based on that. This one's null. And I have not done any programming in 2 weeks, and I'm surprised that my brain is so not programming focused. We do have the faction leader. Okay, so why are we passing this in if we have the faction leader right here? Why did I write it this way? Patrick here. So we're using the faction leader. I probably couldn't make this static for some reason. Maybe you can't make interfaces static. Probably not. So we're using this faction leader to get this other thing, but this guy is null. 0. We got a node. So that's right. Then over here, okay, so the key value pair is 1, 0. And the first one is their ID and the second one is their location. So he's at 1. There wouldn't be a 1 though. So the hero, so something's going wrong with how we're saving this dictionary, I think, because the faction. So at the beginning, that you only have each faction only has one dude, and we're checking the first faction, so he's gonna be 0, 0. I wonder, so let's go back to this. This looks like it's 0, 1, huh? So let's go back to this save thing, wherever that went. And find this thing again. Oh, look, they're all 0. They're all 0. So that's the problem. That's the problem right here, is they're all getting saved as 0. Well, that wasn't that bad. So how the fuck are we saving this? You gotta remember from fucking months ago, 2 weeks ago. It's too hard. All right, let's look at, we got it. So we do this with these DTOs. We might switch everything to public classes. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I do know how I feel about it. My other game only has public classes, and it was a lot easier to fuck with this. The economy game does, and so does. No, you know I have another game that there's 4 total games that I mess around with. This one, like a rogue light, I don't know, Vampire Survivors-esque. It's not really like Vampire Survivors though. It's a demon game where you summon demons, and then like a turn-based car combat, vehicle combat one, and then this economy multiplayer game, which I gave to the AI and it does not work very well. And the vehicle combat one is the one that works the best. And I save the resources and I don't have any problems with it. Okay, so let's see how we're doing this. So this is... We're passing in county ID. The county ID we're getting from here. And this is the 2 DTO. So this is where this is going wrong. So right now we have to convert everything to a DTO, then we save it as JSON. So when we generate the heroes, that's population generation. How are we doing that? Are we just sticking like a 0 in here for some dumb reason? So there's one of these as heroes. This is for standard population. So this one must be for heroes. So their location starts out as the county ID. Current county data, county ID. We can actually look at, well, it should be saved in the save game too. County ID 0. All right, as this one should be. Cowlitz? Yes. Cowlitz? I think so. Okay, so the county IDs are right. So where did our DTO go? Faction ID, location, county ID. It's not a valid format specifier. Key value. Yes, yes. Can we put a breakpoint on here? We can. Let's redo this. This should happen right at the beginning. Well, okay, not right at the beginning, but very, very quickly. We should get to this right about here. All right, so the first one should be 0, 0. So this one is not getting the right information. So this is what we're going to be doing for the next 3 months. This is how it's 1 equals 1 explore 1 0. So we need to be figuring out what so population generation. We have county ID, faction ID. Maybe they haven't been assigned their county ID yet. Maybe the counties haven't. I can't do it in here for some reason. Because it's a new one. Let's do that. So this is at the very beginning. It starts generating. There's going to be a lot of these. It generates like 60 people or something. Did I do the right one? This is for standard population. We probably can tell from here. All right, so this is the first person. This is probably the second person. He's only going to have a couple. There's only a couple. Okay, so this one actually it's already here. So what is going wrong? We already have, so there was only 2 people there. And we need, this location thing is used a ton. So I would just be surprised if this is. In the save game, I'm just double checking that I was looking at the right thing. All hero dictionary. Yeah, this is definitely 1, 0. Let's go back and look at the 2 DTO. So the save at the we know it's not from DTO because it's being saved with this as a 0. What's this? Faction DTO. Add. So we know that we also are getting different. You know what we could do? GD print. We're just gonna get a ton of population. No, we're not. It won't be a ton. All hero dictionary. I need a thing on the beginning of this though. We'll just look at all of them at once. My brain has stopped working. Where did I put this $sign? It's been a while. The $sign goes right here, doesn't it? GD print. Yeah. Okay. GD print $sign. We need key value pair dot key, no, lowercase key value pair key colon key value pair value. Then let's run this thing without the debugging, and we'll let it just spit out a bunch of this. Joker, how's it going? How's life in your tutorial land? Tutorial land. I should have done it over on the other thing. Yeah, so it is. It is making them 0. Just double checking that there isn't. So what calls this thing? This is 2 DTO. We have 1 usage. Let's backtrack this. Okay, so this is just where it saves. So somewhere before this, we're losing our location because in the population generation, when we tested this, it was showing that this was 1. I guess let's do it again and make sure. You know what, though? This is on the standard population. Let's put this here. Let's get rid of this. And let's just rerun it. It's hot. It's, it finally stopped being hot at my place. It finally got to, okay. So what is your county ID? 0. So we should get 1 0 here. But now we got 2 zeros. Okay, so why is this thing getting a 0 from county ID? I guess there's a bunch of forest fires and stuff around my house. I only smelt it one day. Smelt it. How does this work? Current county data must be not getting passed in correctly. What did that say? It said something. This is never going to be more than 1 faction leader. Okay, where are you getting this county data? Create faction. Only, yeah. Well, if that it would be hard. I never leave my house, so I mean, I guess I do sometimes. They're cutting down a tree at my house actually on Wednesday, so I have to go into the office. All right, I have a feeling something weird's going on here. Let's see. I bet you this is one of these is empty. All county. It's probably happening like ahead of time. So we do have a resource here. We can turn this one off. Let's leave it. Now we are getting the county datas. But is this county data the right county? County ID 0. It's not. It's the wrong. We should be on 1 at this point. What's the name of this county? Tillamook. Okay, so at this point, the county ID is off. So that's the problem. The problem is that the county IDs are off. I was looking. There's an auto mod that was blocked, and I was that Joker. I was like, oh, it must be Joker. No, it's the viewer thing. Did you guys hear about? I know that me and Joker talked about it, but the botting, Twitch botting thing. So yeah, this county ID is off at this point. So where are we setting this county ID? So that seems to be the problem. What are we in right now? This is in population generation. Let's go back. So when we run the game, population generation is at the end. For some reason, county generation doesn't seem to be assigning the county ID. Maybe it's getting assigned later. Convert county data list to Godot array and save game. Why am I doing that? I saw your C++, another C+ tutorial the other day. I watched a little bit of it, but I was like working or something. Whenever I'm working and I decide to like take a quick break and like look at Twitch or watch a video or something, I immediately get a phone call. It's quite awful. It's like basically if I want to get a phone call, like if let's say I like a lot of times in my work, I'll say, I'm waiting for a phone call, I'll call you back. So that what I do now is if I'm waiting for a phone call and the person's just not calling me, I turn on Twitch and immediately get the phone call. Or I turn on a video and immediately get the phone call. Okay, so what the fuck are we doing here? So something has gone wrong with county generation here. We're not getting the correct county ID assigned until later. I bet you it's getting assigned like when the game runs. So what are we assign faction data to county data. Assign county data to faction data. Faction ID. We need like, what about this one? Why don't we just we can do it right here. This is a temporary thing. There's a note. Don't worry, guys. It's just, we're not doing this magic number thing all the time. Let's actually try it because we just need to have it count up to 7. It's not that. It shouldn't be that hard. Update goods. Count county max start. All right. Assign starting goods. Assign train to train list. Generate exploration. Convert county data list to Godot array for save game. So we're actually not even using this. This is something old. Let's comment this out. It says we have a usage, but it's probably, yeah, not real. Yeah, I tried out Critters game. I didn't know what to do, and it seemed like I should be able to like create a unit and go on a mission, but the missions wouldn't start. So I think there's some other thing, and I haven't seen him stream that, so I don't have any like reference of where to go. But it reminded me of, there's a lot of gladiator games out, and it kind of reminded me of that, except you have lots of troops, and I was wondering if he still wants to work on that, because he was kind of saying that he didn't really want to work on that game anymore. But if he still wanted to work on that, he could get some ideas from gladiator games of like different patrons or different like corporations that that you're supposed to be fighting for, or whatever. Because I also couldn't. I was like trying to in my head, like, what's the backstory on why you're doing this? It's like no matter what time of the day or night it is, if I so much as think about going to the bathroom, magically someone has to come stamping down the. Yeah, I used to have. I moved in with my friend who was going through a divorce, and then they changed their mind and they weren't going to get a divorce, and so the wife moved back in, and they only had one bathroom. She would be in the bathroom forever, and I'm used to that for like when women are getting ready or something, like they're getting ready, so it takes a lot of time. But she would just be in there and doing something, and it would be for like an hour, and I was like, sometimes I gotta go to the bathroom, like, what are you doing in there? And she was like, the cats jump on her lap when she's going to the bed, and she didn't want to wake the cats up, so she would just sit there until like her legs went numb. And I was like, I like cats a lot, but if there's a sleeping cat on your lap while you're taking a dump, you're allowed to wake them up, All right, so I think the problem is that we do not have the county we're not assigning the county ID till later. I wonder where let's do this. County ID equals -1. This is commented out. County ID equals I. Aha. See, the county loader is counting it. That doesn't do us any fucking good. All right, I'm going to forget this immediately, so let's put a little note in here. County loader needs to have the county ID assignment removed. You know what? It took me longer to write that note than just to go fix the fucking problem. All right, what we'll do here is assign faction right at the beginning. We'll just assign county ID. And then I think it's not going to like me because I have this as capital. There we go. And then we're just going to go for... Where are we getting these county? Where are these county IDs coming from? Or where is this county crap coming from? Because we were doing something. Let's look here. Why do I feel... Where are they getting this? Oh, we're loading that from disk. That's what's happening. I was like, where is this coming from? For I equals 0. I can't remember how to write a for statement. Int I equals 0. I is less than this count. Yeah, just like that. Are we loading it from Flash? The other day I was working with my coworker and she kept saying it's, what was her terminology? It's a OneDrive. and I was trying to figure out what she meant. Like, it's on OneDrive? It's a OneDrive is what she kept saying. And she meant it just saved a OneDrive, but I didn't know. I was trying, like, is she thinking about a thumb drive? A OneDrive. It's a OneDrive. And it's weird how... Because she actually was pretty good with computers. It's weird how terminology like that gets changed around and used differently. So then we're going to do for each one of these, and we use a OneDrive a lot in my work. We'll just do this. Now we shall run the game with the debugger. Sure. I don't know. We're like in a corporate hell. I saw on Reddit someone asking about like what point they were talking about the game Cyberpunk. They're like, at what point are we at the Cyberpunk type thing, like the age of Cyberpunk? And they were talking about like cybernetics and stuff, and obviously there aren't any cybernetics, but for the corporate scumminess, we're there. Okay, now we have our county ID. That is different. We can just go forward here. Let's see what happens. Okay, you can go away too. Oh my god, another one. 0-0. Let's check this other one. 1-1. Here we go. Now we're rocking and rolling here. Go the fuck away. All right. We're definitely at the corpo scum phase. I don't know where my errors are because I'm not getting any errors. Why am I not getting any errors? Because I fixed the problem. I wonder if that fixed any other problems. So you shouldn't be recruitable. You should be. There was that other problem with wasn't this broken too? I think this fixed itself. Maybe I fixed that last time. I can't remember. There was another problem. Well, let's run it. It was when I ran it that yep, what's this? We have a breakpoint here for some reason. But we have a population thing. Let's undo this. Let's go forward. I think my bugs show up down here. I literally cannot remember because it's been 2 weeks. It's like the old man disease has set in, which is bad memory. It just works. That's how I felt like on my other game. When I work on that vehicle game I was talking about earlier, I do the craziest shit. I'm like, just I'm making up words and for the code, and it just works. And I'm like, how the fuck is this working? It shouldn't work at all. All right, let's stop this. Let's run it from Godot just because. And oh, we got to take out the county loader thing because they should already have it assigned at this point. Look at that. Well, we got to fix that. This is actually doing something. There's a little status thing that's supposed to happen. All right, let's run this here. All right, we get they're being equipped. That was not the problem we wanted to solve, though. We already have stuff explored, so that's bad. 100% explored. Let's put in a bug. It shouldn't be 100% explored at this point because we haven't done any exploration. There's going to be a lot of these. Figure out why it says 100% explored. I am betting the load isn't working right. For exploration events, I'm betting that's the problem. Let's see here. Is this safe? I don't know why I would ask you that. If you were going to try to trick me, then you guys can't. All right. This is safe. A YouTube short? How strange. Is that the thing now? YouTube shorts. I heard, maybe it was you. Somebody was telling me that they were working hard to get YouTube shorts going. Yeah, that is exactly a good description of the code on my other game. And I would even like deliberately be like, I wonder how this works, like just in general. I would be like, how does whatever moving a node work? I wonder if I can move a node position around into this one weird way, and it would just work. And generally later I would have to change it, but a lot of experimenting like that. All right, so what do we got going here? Let's see what else. It's possible. Let's save it. Let's save this. Now that we've done a little bit, I think we already tested this, but let's save it again here. And then let's look at our like top panel and stuff. Oh yeah. Thank you. You know, because we were talking about this, me and Joker and Crystal Mess were talking about this in like chat or something. Copyright strikes on your or not strikes, copyright complaints. And I went through and looked at mine, and like a ton of mine have like a copyright mark. But if I hovered over it, a lot of the songs that I have shown in my stream, it said the copyright holder doesn't care that you, and it's all like the punk rock stuff. It's the copyright holders don't care. What the fuck am I doing here? Oh yeah, we saved it again. So let's go check out the save game, and let's look at all faction goods. No, maybe it's just called goods. What is this shit called? I need to find what the faction goods are called, because I can't remember. And we're gonna work on diplomacy faction goods. That's all. That's what it's called. That's that makes sense. Good. All right. Building material 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 30. What faction are we looking at? Why do we have so much stuff we're saving? Jesus Christ, 9,000 lines? Money 0 0 0 0 0 0. What faction are we on? Yesterday's factions. Oh, this doesn't look like this is saving, right? Because there would have been other things. What? That's our influence of 20. Whoever this is, they're broke. They're broke. So let's find the shipbirds. Shipbirds. We don't want it in here. It's nice to see that this is working. Team binary. Oh man. All faction data is player true. Faction, because this one we can look at. We just saved it. The game is not running. It's paused. So we just saved it. And we know that influence should be 30 and money is 0. And wow, that's bad. Faction goods. Influence 30. Money 0. So this is saving, right? I wonder why our generation isn't. Maybe I took that code out where I was adding extra starting resources. It does. It just goes forever. We're at the end right here. It's 11,000 lines of code. I mean, do these count? You remember they were talking about like the more lines of code that you write, the more efficient you are, according to Elon Musk. Just keep adding these at the end. Both sides, you just get so many. All right, so am I looking for a bug that I don't need to worry about? I don't think I think this is not an issue. Let's load it. Still no nothings. Let's go back to our list here. I'm going to take a break in a second. So I'm betting the reason why we can't recruit an aide is we don't have the amount of money. I don't. Did we put a tooltip ever on this? I think it's $500. We did not put a tooltip on this. It would have been real nice of me if I put why you can't do it. I think they're $500. So let's go into our. Where was I doing that? There was some sort of cheat that I threw in. Starting. No. It was a for each statement that just added 500. I remember it was the, no, we don't want to do this. How many times could I possibly use 500? Food before scavenging. Remnants before scavenging. Okay, so there's 1,500. To do, make a developer option that allows these numbers to be changed. This is for testing. So we should start the game with 1,500, and we're not. And I thought the top bar was busted, but it looks like it's not the top bar. It's the, we're not actually getting the things. So when does this happen? Create faction goods dictionary. So this is create factions from disk. So we go through, we save, we read everything from disk. So we have the loaded resources. We make a new Godot array for some reason. We go through each one of them. And then if it's a faction data, we add it to the faction data array. Then we assign it over here for some reason. This is a Godot array. It is. Then we go through each one. And we assign the faction ID. And then we check if it's the player. And then if it's the player, we assign this here. And then we actually save. Save game has been loaded from, faction name has been loaded from disk. The order is important. Just write a wiki later. You know, I'm always impressed when the community jumps in and writes a crazy wiki for video games. Like I know that the developer does that too sometimes. You know what? Well, you know what I do hate though is when you click a link in a video game and it opens up a browser. Like whose idea? Who did that the first time? Is this one of those things where? No. Okay, I was making sure we weren't foring through a thing. All right, so this is we have the all faction thing here, and we're going through create faction goods. So then we go for each. So we create all of the goods, and then at the end, we just slam in these things. Does this never get here or something? No, we only need one. We only need one. Yeah, I'm going to take a break in 1 second here. Should have, yeah, it should happen right here. So we have this kind of cool too. Like everything with breakpoints are so cool because it like you can just look at it shows you the resource. Like why the hell wasn't I using this a long time ago? This should be AI faction 1, right? Yes. Okay, let's go to the next one. This should be AI faction 2. No, we're still on 1. Um, why are we still on 1? Does AI faction 1 have a bunch of... Oh, there we go. AI faction 3. And then shipbirds. Oh, you're done. Did we miss the shipbirds though? Is there a return? Let's do this again. Then I'm gonna take a break. Yeah, it made me kind of want to play music when I was play music during my stream when I was looking at the copyright stuff. But I think it okay, faction ID 0. I'm pushing this one time. This should be faction 1. Then faction 1 is actually AI faction 2. So I think generally AI faction 3, where is the shipbirds? Here they are. Okay, so that is getting assigned, but we're not getting it later. So it's possible this is not getting saved, right? Didn't we just look at that? 2 DTO. Where are you? Faction. We did look at it. It's just the number is different. So maybe let me take a break and then um maybe it will come to me. Man, I'm tired. I don't know why. I slept a bunch, more than normal. All right, I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me throw my break timer, which is there now, and turn on my music. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's see. What the hell were we doing? I didn't think about anything related to this at all. Which, you know, that's great. All right, so let's see. 2 DTO for faction data. We got to take a look at these goods and see how they're being saved. We know it saves right later, but is it saving right all the time? I'm gonna pick different music while I'm here. Yeah, sure. For each, we make that a string, and then we do 2 DTO here for the good data. So this is converting to strings, amounts or just amounts. We have a capital and a capital. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. Oh, because these are whatchamacallums? Getter setters. That's why they're capitals. I don't think this is right then. Because, yeah, so max amount and amounts. But in reality, it's the lowercase one that's being set, right? Because the lowercase one is the one that's actually keeping the data. I wonder if that's it. I wonder how many other ones of these we're going to run into here. Do we want to run the debug? I don't think we wanted to do that. This isn't going to help us right now. We'll just be able to tell because it will show at the top bar, which it did not. So let's see. Where's a better way to check this? You would think this would show, but this seems to be applying. So if we go back to this good data, you know, we can test here actually. Oh, we have another one running too. Don't want to run 2 of these at a time. Let's look at some other. No, we don't want to load. I click load just because I was like, huh, what about load? That's not going to do us any good. Let's do this again. I wonder if we have, look at all this population ID. We can get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Did I do it with a capital ID? I did. With a capital D. Wonder how you change this to be case sensitive. What does this say? Colon or something? Colon. Here we go. We can get rid of this thing. Guess I can't do that. We just comment this shit out. We don't need that anymore. Do we have any other? I feel like I would have put. We put has been added. I wonder if we can put the amount. Wrong. Has been added. 2. Good data. Here we go. This is... We're duplicating this here, so this is not really the best place for that. But it's a for loop is why I stuck that in there. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this for testing. Man, I do the alt arrow keys in Word all the time now. It's like just a regular thing I do, and I really wish that, because you can move the whole line up and down, I really wish that worked the same. Then let's put the amounts. Right here. Whoa. Whoa, I did too many Control Z's there. Amount. Then let's rerun this. I think I hit save. Yeah, I haven't streamed for 2 weeks, and I don't have any new stories or anything. I mean, I told the one story of me shooting my bow. That was it. That's all I had. Life's been very slow for the past 5 years. So I see a bunch of zeros here. Oh, all good data. No, this is not what we want. This is a dictionary too. So this one we're going through the faction data. Yeah. So for every key value pair, this is. Is this a dictionary or this is just a list? This is a dictionary of faction good type, huh? Oh, we need a comment here. Good data. Called key value pair. What is your problem? You're missing a reference. What reference are you missing? Oh, yeah, that's an auto load space? Okay. Then we'll go. Then we'll go. Whoops. I accidentally clicked there. Yeah. I played a ton of Hearts of Iron. The Brony mod, and it's actually pretty good. I know everyone is always saying that like that Brony mod is the Equestria War is what it's called. Is good, and I've loaded it up a couple of times, but I couldn't take it seriously because of the Brony stuff. But look, we have 100. What is this? Canned goods. What does this say? Zeros across the board. I wonder if now it is the top bar that's messed up. Faction goods. Did we change anything? We did change. Faction goods with an S, but we actually want to get the shipbirds first. Birds. Faction shipbirds. Faction goods. Amount 0, 0, 0. What? Yeah, 0. 1,500. Okay, so now we do have this correct amount saved. Now the top bar is not showing right. So I wonder if we click away. Nope. So now we're to the top bar issue. So let's figure out. Well, if we have 1,500, we should be. If we go, there's no other way to look at that actually. These resources over here are different resources, which we have 0 of all of those. Let's get this. Let's double check the reporting of this thing. So this is definitely not working because, oh no, we don't have any there either. There was another spot where we were giving a starting, it was in county generation, I think, where we were giving us free starting resources, but I can't remember. Once again, I need to write this so that it's easy to find. This is me typing. That's what I'm doing right there. Update goods, maybe? Update scavengeable. What does this do? Copy and assign goods. So we go to their all county data list, and we copy and assign goods. And then we duplicate these. I think this is where we were doing it because we're duplicating these and we're assigning them. This is a list and a county data. So we're adding these to the goods. We're adding them. If the good type is not equal to none, if the county good type is not equal to none, how did I do this before? I'm pretty sure it was right here. I can't remember the amount. It wasn't a lot. It would just be, a number like 50 or 500 just like sitting in here. We could, no 500s, no 50, 5. Yeah, we'll just stick it in. We could put equals and see what equals we have here. Yeah. Okay, no, that's not going to do us any good. Actually, there's the thing we just wrote. There's our terrain. There's our vents. This is a lot of little equal signs. Use equal a lot. Instance. Okay, what's this? Starting amount of each good. Assign starting goods to, this is just for testing. So in the autoload instance, starting amount, I bet you this is 0. It's 100. I need to go back to wherever that was. Some county shit. We're going to need most of these. We fixed the I personality thing. All right, so what is the problem here? This has to be after the initial storage is set. Okay, I wonder if I moved the order. All right, so this is definitely at the end. So this is after the initial storage is set. So why isn't this working? So this is the county good. We got the value. We should do GD print, because maybe this isn't saving right. I mean, I guess we could do this temporarily and see what we get the first run here. Yeah, I played some Polar Bear Nation in Hearts of Iron and turned evil and got all crazy. Canned goods. So we should start with 100. Well, we know that works. Yep, this all looks good. But where is this? Assign starting goods to county. Why is this down here? So we should be getting, what was it? 1,000, or sorry, 100 of each one of these. So everyone should have 100. And we're getting zeros. How does it know what county this is? For each in save game data, all county lists, select many. What the fuck does that do? Project each element and then flatten the results into one sequence. We're going to ask ChatGPT what this does. ChatGPT, what does this do? Get the fuck out of here. This lists all of your counties. Probably select for each county. It takes the good collection, like a dictionary of goods, flattens all into one big sequence. Okay, so we have B, whatever, for each, loops through each good from all the counties, sets the amount of the goods object to the same starting amount. All right. So if is 50, then every single is in every county gets set to 50. No, I don't want you to do that. So why isn't it working? This is in county generation. Let's go back. Let's actually do that test that I was about to do. It seems right. So we need to get a county date. We need a $, a squigs, county data with a lowercase. I can't get this right here. We're using it. We're using the all county. I'm going to tell ChatGPT to write a GD print for it. Can you write a GD print for that to print out each county's goods amount? I don't think I said that right. This is all we need. Just want this. I was once again trying. Well, look at this. It's talking about YAML. I wonder if it pulled that out of its ass because we asked it about YAML a while ago. What? That's what I was gonna do. Oh, you changed this whole thing. Okay. I wanted one line. I was trying to be fancy there, but all right, let's see what this does. Trying to decide there which thing to do. Yeah, I was joking with somebody that the reason I didn't stream last weekend is because they found they did the bot thing, the botting thing. I was like, they found my one bot. Automatically it's clicking stuff. So there should be a big list of things. All right, so they're all set to 100. At this point. So what is happening after this? It's got to be the save, right? Or the load. So if we go back to 2, so this is a getter setter. Maybe that getter setter is messed up. Actually, we know it's not because of that thing we just wrote. Because this is actually getting assigned. So this amount, what if we put it a little a? It's private though. We can't look at the little a. Is this getter setter messed up? Maybe that's part of the problem. It was weird that that other thing was assigned that way. This is good data. Max amount. Amount equals amount, max amount. Good name, max amount. Oh, this is for max amount. Then we set this. What the fuck is this? If it equals a faction good, I obviously had some issue with this at some point because I had all these GD prints in here. So 2 DTO, this is the part that I just changed. Do we set? Yes. Okay. And yes. Pretty sure this needs to be lowercase for this because this is never saved. We never save the. I mean, I guess maybe we do. The real amount are these from DTO. That should be the same. We're setting this though to the capital. That seems right because then we need to run the getter setter programming on it. So let's see that. Let's go back to when we save the counties. Maybe there's an issue there. So that, I think that's under county data. Do I have that open? Doesn't look like it. Let's see. County data. So we need to go to 2DTO. Actually, let's see something. All county data. Oh my god. So all these people are saved in here. What was it was called goods or something? Amount 100. Amount 100. So these are actually getting saved. Correctly. Everything should have 100. So then we got to check the loading. So that's going to be under, so 2DTO must be working. Good God. From DTO, let's look at how this works. Goods. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What does this thing do? What does this thing do? It's likely some kind of dictionary. Each entry has a key and a value. Creates a new dictionary. It maps the key, the good type, value, good data. If the value is not null, it calls your static from DTO to construct a new. Let's look back at the good data from DTO. See, this is also the DTO only has these ones. If equipment type exists, you can later decide how to create this. Return good data. That's a different problem. Or a different thing we're going to look at. So I think, we wouldn't, this is private. But I think even though it's private, can we assign it? We can. I feel like that's wrong, though. I'm going to do it just as a test. Whoops. I feel like this is wrong because we shouldn't be assigning that amount, but maybe we should not be running it through the getter setter. Yeah, it's going to be ton of these little things. Yeah, I wish I had it. Whoops. Okay, good. I wish I had an archery range in my backyard. That would be the prime thing. Okay, look at this. We didn't have that a second ago. And then this works. Okay, so what did I just change? Was the capital. Oh, what the fuck is this? So this stuff's here. This is here. You done any archery, Joker? Riding on the back of an alligator, shooting your bow. Okay, so this suddenly worked. So I think it was this, but now I'm confused. I'm just going to set this back and do it again. Yeah, there's some very serious people, though, at the archery range, which I knew, like I preemptively, see, now we have zeros. Yeah, so that's the problem. We got to assign it to the lowercase. Huh. Why does that bother me so much? Yeah, I mentally prepared myself for the fact that there would be some very serious people shooting their bows. And I don't know what the term is anymore, but we used to call them alternative people. You know, like punk rockers, goths, and I don't know. There was a bunch of those there, which totally surprised me. I expected and then there was a bunch of people who were very serious. And My friend, so immediately one of them started giving my friend tips, and I would have told that guy to fuck off. I would have been like, "Thank you, no." Uh, but my friend was fine with it, and he like took the tips to heart. Um, I just think people should mind their own fucking business. Is what I think. And one guy did come over to me later, and he's like, um, "When you feel like doing this for real, you should get a." And he said, "No," he said, uh, "Yeah, no," he said, "When you feel like doing this for real, you should get an adult bow instead of a kid bow." And I was just like, "Fuck you, dude." He was the guy, the BattleTech guy. Uh, okay, so this is actually working. And the problem well, let's double check this. All right, looks good. So the problem was that, but then also the problem is when we load the game, it's not updating the top bar. It updates this one for some reason, but it's not updating this one. What happens if we run the game? Do we get all sorts of issues? No. Okay, so the top bar is not broken so much as... Do we really have 300 food over here? No. So there is something going wrong. When you click on these, it should give you the total of that. Oh wait, maybe it is. 79. It should add up all of the food. For example, 3. That would be 82. That is right. It looks like it is. I guess that all the people ate all the food. Yeah, so it's one of those things, and I kind of expected that too. It's one of the, because I knew that there'd be all these people with like crazy gear there. And then there was also a group of people showed up that it was like one dude with a bunch of chicks, and they had like a real kid's bow. It was like this big, and they were just fucking around and having fun. And those people I was like more wanting to hang out with. Like I didn't like, you're not hanging out with the people, but they're standing like a couple feet from you while you're doing it. It's one of those things where like. So my friend who was like, oh, he like looked at his bow before and he wanted to buy more stuff. And then afterwards he wanted to buy more stuff. Like a lot of that, like it doesn't matter what hobby you do. There's always a bunch of people who spend a ton of money on just like the best of everything that they can possibly get. I'm not like that. I buy the cheapest crap I can possibly find because I don't know if I'm going to stick with it, which is usually what I don't. I like lose interest in stuff really easy. So like with a bow, I switched arms, and I was like, if I hate firing left-handed, then I don't want to spend any money. And I looked for ambidextrous bows, and they were all like really junky. So I just was like, I'll buy the cheapest left-handed bow I can find, and then if I don't like it and I want to switch back to right-handed, I'll buy a different bow. But like I guess someone mentioned to my friend that he was using like the kids' fiberglass arrows. It's like, who gives a fuck? like we're not competitive, like we're not competitively shooting. It's totally insane that they give a fuck, but they do. And then like, yeah, but so I had mentally prepared myself for such nonsense. And then I changed the subject by asking him, what is that mech on your t-shirt? And he's like, oh, I work for BattleTech. Okay, so let's fix this top bar. We need it when the game loads. We need to update the top bar. So then that's actually another question. I hate that this does this, and it still does it. That it flashes all the time. So that's another question. Do we want to save it? So like on this one, we have a county selected. I don't think I care about that much. I think we'll load it without a county selected. So what we'll do is we will... Where's our save game manager? Can I get to it from here? No. Save game manager. I saw it. Save manager. But now, like one of the things I actually really liked about it was how quickly you could feel yourself improving, and also like, so you know, like I said, I switched arms, and I knew this was going to happen. So, you know, when you're shooting a bow, like the arrow rests on the bow. I'm holding it right-handed right now, supposedly in my imaginary thing. But the arrow's like at an angle slightly. Even if you have a notched bow, like it's still at slightly at an angle. So if you're firing right-handed, it's going to go off to the left a little bit, right? And I switched hands, so now it's going to go off to the right a little bit. So I knew that that was going to happen. Like, but and so when I first started shooting, obviously it was like, so I was trying to mentally, right at the beginning, adjust my aim to be pointed more to the left to account for that. And so, but I did not adjust it enough. But it was interesting to like fire and be like, oh yeah, I need to be more to the left. Fire and then be, you know what I mean? Like you can totally feel the improvement. Other hobbies like programming, sometimes you don't feel like you're improving at all. What the fuck am I doing? On load game from JSON. We should probably. Would there ever be a time where we are not loading into the main? There isn't. There's no. We would never load the game without the main thing. So then we would want to do. What did we call that thing? Top bar control instance updates. I think I have one that's like update all. But I think we could use this one. I think it's that one. Now let's run it. And I also have had this theory because I've played RPGs my whole life. And when I was a kid shooting a bow, oh, hey, look. Okay, so this thing isn't there yet. So this must load before the top bar exists. Sure does. Can we just call deferred on this thing? Can we just call deferred on it? I don't think you can call deferred instance, so let's go call deferred name of. I wonder what it was suggesting there. Load game from JSON? No. Update labels. Game labels. And then we shall create this. And then, what the fuck is that? That's not what I wanted. We want a public, no, a private void. Yeah, what is the value? I don't know what that is. And then we'll put this here. And we'll see how this rocks and rolls here. So anyways, ever since I was a kid, I was like, there's no way that an archer can hit a person that can see them getting shot at. And I know you're like, what? An individual, the arrows move too slow. That's my thing. Arrows move too slow. That didn't work. Arrows move too slow. And so if a human with a shield should have no fear of an archer if they're far away. If you're standing right next to him, then the speed of the arrow, you might not be able to block it. So I actually had my friend shoot at me with his bow, and I held a trash can lid, and I was able just to knock the arrow out of every time with no threat. And going back to the range, once again reinforced my. So like, like in RPGs, tabletop or whatever, all the time they have like you have an archer and he shoots at some guy in the game and you roll dice and see if you hit or not. In reality, I don't think that's a thing unless the person's not looking or there's more than one archer. So after one is when it gets dangerous and within a certain range. And so that's why they would have a ton of archers just firing down on like the people who were fighting already. But I don't think Um, yeah, so a crossbow might be fast enough. Like it might fire the arrow fast enough where you can't just see it moving through the air. And it was a little like at the range because I was at a pretty close range for the like that. I think it was probably I was right at the range where the person would be in danger. Um, okay, so this did not work. So what is this update top labels? We didn't get an error, but let's put this back in. Make sure it's working. oh, that was the other thing. Um, I bought a quiver, and I just bought it for fun. But I bought it for two reasons actually, because I wasn't sure how the archery range was gonna be. Like, am I gonna have to walk back to a table to pick up an arrow? You know, like fuck that. So I bought a quiver, and even as a kid, you immediately know a quiver on your back is fucking useless because you can't walk around and stuff. The arrows fall out. It's just a dumb fun thing, but it's a fun thing. It's a fun thing, and so I bought a quiver and I put it on my back, and my friend was all embarrassed, and then I took it off because they have this thing. They had a holder for. Oh, look, it happened twice. They had a holder for your arrows next to where you're shooting. It was just a traffic cone. The whole thing was poorly maintained by the city of Portland, I assume. So this actually happens twice. So it's already happening. We don't need that then. So we got to figure out what is going wrong with the initial. We have. So the initial like math seems to be off. We have the loader. It's right after here. I don't know what this is. I don't remember. So this is already happening. We don't need that other one. That was in my save manager, wherever that is. Where's my save manager? I just had it open. There it is. We don't need this. You can go away. You can go away. So let's go back to the top bar thing. And my music stopped. I was like, what is that? It's just because I was searching for equal. Update top bar goods. This should probably be at the bottom, you would think. It looks like the county level goods are not working. So this one works. Update influence money labels and update the use. At that point there isn't any, but it's at 0. So it looks like the count. We would be at the faction level actually. And there's another way we could test this. If we close this, yes, so that's the problem. It's the faction level is not doing their math right. I forgot we had an X button over there. Count all the county resources, assign them to the faction resource dictionary. What? Count all county faction resources. 0 faction county resources. Okay, so we go through all these manually because, I don't know, I hate myself or something. There was a reason why we couldn't do, because we don't want money in there. I think, couldn't we have just said like no to the money? I think we could have. There's probably a better way to that. Why not 4-H's and skip the first 2? See? There's a note to myself. Why'd you do it this way, dumb shit? Have you ever played Mountain Blade, Joker? There's these guys that you probably have crossbows and you're on a horse usually, mount and blade. And anyways, a lot of times you ride around with your sword and you like lean and you smack the people in the face with your sword and they die, and it's really fun. But the crossbow guys, a lot of times you'll be riding up to them and it's their time to reload, so they bend over to reload and like put their foot through the thing and pull it up. They bend over and you miss them because they're reloading. It's kind of funny. Um, it's not like the game has been programmed for them to know to dodge. They're just happen to be it's time for them to reload. Um, what the fuck am I doing? We are top bar loading. We were counting all the faction resources. We clear the faction resources, it looks like. We just delete them all, which is weird. Then we go count faction resource of type food. Okay, so we go through every county the faction owns. So there's two ways we can do this, and I remember this conundrum from before. We could keep a running total of the faction amounts, and then every time we adjusted like a county good amount, we would also adjust the faction. Or we can do this count every time. The problem with the count every time is as you grow in the number of counties you have, it's going to take longer to generate this. I just accidentally clicked there. So this was count all, and we're going with this one until we have a problem with it. So this is, we're doing the plus equals. Well, the amount's right, though. The amount's right. Or wait, is the amount right? We don't know that. I have a feeling it's right after this. So we're zeroing this out. Let's see what happens if we comment out this 0 thing. A tactical reload? I forget what the faction is, but they also have like those giant shields. They have the special shields that, Crossomen used to use with the kickstand. They'd like kickstand up the shield. Yeah, it's okay, that didn't do shit. So zeroing it out didn't do anything either. So the 0 is not the problem. We got to be counting these goods wrong. So I think there's a reason. I mean, we could have skipped those things, but count resources of type. So we go through, we make it 0. Count faction resource of type. For each, it still says resource data. Good data. Resource type. This is very old. Look at this, I have 4. What was going on there? Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, get the fuck out of there. Just get out of here completely. For each good data in values. So I'm trying to remember if this stopped working before the save thing or after. I think it was already broken. It suddenly just stopped working before. So for each good, and good values, which is, what is this doing? For each good data and goods values. goods values for each good data. So we pass in a good type. We're supposed to be going through this dictionary. I guess you can just get the value. Can you do that? I like to ask ChatGPT just what it does, not that does this do. Not the specific questions, because sometimes it throws out things. All right, it sets the loops through all the good data objects stored in goods dictionary. We're just looking at the values. If each is a good type, if the faction good type equals good type for each, add it to the amount, return the amount. Return 75. So that looks okay. Wow, we have a lot of uses of this. So that's what we want. And that was under the top bar thing. And so this count, I went to count all county faction resources. Maybe I'll take another break here in a second. So this looks like this is working. Then it adds the thing we're returning to the faction goods of this type. And we didn't get any errors, so that seems to be okay. So then what's the next part of this top bar? Count all county faction used resources. So this is the same thing. And I think that we can I guess we'll look at it. This is the I have 4 here too. This is not the same, but it's very similar. Very similar. All right. So then let's go back to here. Update labels with faction amount. So what is this doing? We're making this a string. Food label, remnant label. And we know that the labels work, so that's not like a label issue. Yeah, it might be, this must be maybe from... Let's do this, and then let's put on here. Can I do this? Update label with county used amount, with county amount. Oh, I can't do it there. I can do it there, though. Oh, I have one running. Whoops. Spinning. Single Wings, how's it going? I was telling stories of archery. Sort of. We know this works, so this one can go. Sort of. How's Florida going? All right, so we didn't... Did I take the breakpoint off of that? No, that was a different breakpoint. Why didn't it stop here? It should have updated this. Because we got the update before console. Top bar expendables has updated. What? Top bar expendables. Muggy and overcast. Yeah. I bought a bow a couple weeks ago, and last weekend I went and shot it. On Saturday I was laying around. Laying around's nice. I wish I could just lay around all the time. I'm really tired of working. Working is the worst. Like I have the best job I've ever had in my life, but it's still, I would still like to not have it. And not have to, work for the man. Why did that not, this thing, didn't I put this breakpoint right here? Oh, with county amount, that's not going to do us any good. With faction amount here. Food amount used. Oh, we don't really want food amount used either, but let's see what happens. And then I'm going to take a break. I've been smoking a ton too. Cigarettes. Not like crack or anything. I don't know. This isn't going to tell us anything, but you know what we could do is do this. And then, whoops. And then do this again. We want the standard, because the used amount is 0. I guess it still would have updated with 0. Yeah, this computer is so fucked. I was just watching those things go by, and it's like, man, it is slow. Okay, so we got the faction. We got the faction. Good. List. All E&M is a type, which is not valid. And then the amount is 0, but it's not 0. The amount should not be 0. So what is going wrong here? It must be when we load it, but didn't we just fix that issue? We fixed it with the county goods. We're recreating this whole thing though. I mean, not recreating it, we're counting them though. We count this. I guess I knew these were 0, but I didn't believe it, that the label was they shouldn't be 0. So what are we doing? If selected county faction level goods, count all faction resources. I really am going to go take a break here. Talking about smoking more. I want to go smoke. In fact, I'm going to go break. I was waiting for that, but fuck that. We're just going to go take a break. I will be back in less than 5 minutes. All right, I'm back. Uh, last week I was talking to my coworker about horses. This is for you stinkways. And they were like, "Oh yeah, this other coworker does vaulting or something like that." And I was like, "Vaulting? You mean like a jumper or whatever?" And she's like, "No, look it up." And so I looked it up, and it's where people like ride horses around, but they stand on the back. And it might not have been called vaulting. I can't remember. They stand. Why did I do this one? Just to make sure it's getting here. It is nuts, dude. I should bring it up. I think it's called vaulting. It's where they stand on the back of the horse. Horse vaulting. Yeah, gymnastics. Here is this. I want like some weirdo doing it because they were all weirdos when I. Okay, here's somebody. This person looks weird. I'm gonna probably mute this. We don't want to hear their commentary. See, like, what the fuck is going on with this computer? We'll skip it. Yeah, like, look at this shit. Oh, this one has two people. I didn't see any two people. Like, yeah, this is where they're just standing. Look at their legs, like, going to the same time as the horse, obviously. Like, because they're level from, like, the hips up, you know, like, yeah. Yeah, so I guess one of my coworkers does this or wants to get into this or something. Yeah, it's totally insane. So I've always, you know, heard that like the Mongols were basically born in the back of a horse, you know, and they would do shit like this, like they would stand on the back of their horse and stuff. But I didn't know that we like turned it into a sport. I don't think this is based on the Mongol stuff, but you know, like the saying with the Mongols was like they would give birth on the back of a horse, because they were just always constantly, and they would do. Oh, look, the saddles! They got special little foot things for their on their saddle. Yeah, it's totally crazy. Um, look calmly the horse is running like it knows it's supposed to be a level platform. They probably beat it, you know, into submission. Yeah, totally crazy. Oh, now they got three people. One of them's a kid. Well, sorry, kid. You're gonna have many broken legs in your life. Yeah, that is insane. I mean, I guess if it makes them happy, though. Why did I do this here? We just wanted to make sure that it was actually counting this stuff. If we go in here, can we look at this? No, not yet. And we checked this. I think we did. We'll continue, though. Can I hit this button up here? And this was saying 0 earlier. Yeah. All right. So maybe it's when we're loading the data. Because we looked at the save game. Crystal, how's it going? We looked at the save game and the amounts were there in the save game. And so after the save, let's save it again and see what happens. We gotta stop this though, and we'll do it over here, or we could get rid of those breakpoints. How's life in the fast lane? I was meaning to ask you, did you see the articles about I think it was MIT released a thing about AI and like the AI stock market went down. I don't think it was a huge amount, but they said that there is no monetary value in it basically. So let's do this. Let's just immediately save this again and then look to see. Yes, so now they're at well, that's yesterday's goods. We want today's goods. Fruit has stuff. There is fruit in that place. Let's go to the shit birds. The shit birds. Here we are. And then let's go to their faction level stuff. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1500 and 0. What are you? Equipment. 0, 0. My music stopped again. Maybe I never started it. 0. Money's at 0 too. That doesn't show up here. Oh, this is yesterday's. We're back into yesterday's. Okay. I only saw 1,1500. Okay, here it is. I must have scrolled past it. Let's run this one more time, because now I'm curious if I was looking at the wrong shit. It's quite possible. So we want to do, at this point, there should be stuff saved in the save. For the shipbirds, there should be stuff saved in their faction goods. We don't clear it when we're done with it. And it's not. We have 0. Is this all faction goods, building material? We have 0 saved. So something's not happening with the save. It's got to be that same thing, I bet you. I bet you it's the same exact thing that we just encountered. Faction data to DTO, wherever the fuck that is. To DTO. If we even did it, did we not even do it? From DTO. So there's a dictionary in here somewhere. Not that one. Another dictionary. Faction goods. Faction goods are also just a good data, though. Let's ask one more time. What does this one do? Because it's the save. The save is not. I'm thinking here, wait, the save might not matter. The save, these ones do matter. With these ones we have to save. This one, though, is only. It's going to be 0 at the beginning, and it gets updated during the day. Oh, wait. Okay, so it should have been updated now. Where this went up 10, it should have been updated. I think. So every day it counts. It does. Every day it counts all this stuff. Let's double check. Loops through each entry in the dictionary faction goods. Each entry has a key and a good data. Converts the enum into a string. And probably because your DTA is strings as keys, not enums. Calls your good DDO method, which converts a good object to that. Stores the results inside your faction DTO. So now faction food is the raw. All right, so that's right. This is still, so something's not working. I think this problem happened before we did the save stuff. I kind of vaguely remember that. It's been on the list for a while. But let's fix it. Let's fix all these little things that have kind of built up. um, and then we'll push the main. I always see this, the max. Oh, look, this one has a 0 max amount. This one has... These ones have max amount. What was up with the 0 max amount down here? Remnants is a 0 max amount. That's not good. Wonder why. Well, we'll just ignore that for now. All these other ones have max amounts because there's a reason for that. Huh. I wonder why Remnants has 0 max amount. When they're county goods, they need to have a storage max amount. When they're faction goods, they need to have no, this did happen before the save thing. So there was something else. I wonder if these aren't duplicating right. So even if they weren't duplicating right, the top bar should show correctly when it counts all this stuff. Because the counting this is showing, we let time run a little bit here. There are amounts in here, and it should just be adding them all up. So basically this number and this number should be added together when you see this on here. It's not that complicated. So that's what we should be seeing. So when you click on a county, it shows these types for the individual county. When you click here, it should show it for the full faction. So I think it's something not related to saving, because this number gets regenerated every time you do it. Let's take that out. Take that away. Didn't I have another one up here? I did. Update labels. Let's double check this. So it's all faction goods, and this did work temporarily for a little bit. Then something. So it's got to be this counting of. And we do have a thing here. Let's run it to here and see if this has a number in it. Because this should. Man, this is taking forever. My new computer comes on 9/11. But in the meantime, I was thinking about starting the conversion process from my gaming computer to this computer. Because I'm going to bring my gaming computer over to here, and then I'm going to have a new, better gaming computer. Why didn't it stop here? This should be counting just the county resources of faction type, not the used. What the fuck does that mean? Why didn't this stop? Top bar expendables has been updated. Count all county county faction resources. Why did this not go here? It should have stopped. I ran it through here and I pushed debug, I think. All right, so we have another issue. Let's go back up to this top bar thing. Because we're getting top bar expendables has been updated. Wherever the fuck that is. I wish I could click on that and search for it. That's what I was trying to do. Instead of doing this. Oh, I can't even do that. I was trying to copy that to bar expend. We're in faction data is the problem. Top bar. Maybe this isn't null. That would be strange. But maybe it's not null. The first time it runs, that should be null. And we're getting 0, so that, well, not here. It seems like it would be null. Actually, we don't need to run that every time. Okay, this is null. So it's, look at that little purple. The little purple there. Let's go into here. Count all faction resources. Count all county faction resources. Goods. We changed this. This is some old fucking code. Used goods. Count all county faction goods. So we go in here. It clears it out. Oh, right. We can change this. We don't have to do this every time, but I guess I could have loaded it as well. It'd be a good test. All right. You are null. You're going to go to here. Faction level goods. Did I not just put a thing here? No, I put it inside here. And it never goes to here. Excuse me? It's because it should stop when it gets to the breakpoint. You shouldn't be able to do anything. Let's click load just out of curiosity. Let's change our testing. Our testing to make it more confusing. All right. Okay, so this is null. It says, I think that's what does this little button do? Skip to cursor. What does this button do? Run to cursor. So it's not going to run this. This is what we want. So then we go in here. And then I hit, well, let's put, oh, I don't have that button. I got to go back to the other one, wherever the fuck it is. I assume this button, yeah, it resumes. This button does the same thing as this other button, right? This button. It's got to. Okay, this time it stopped. And we have a faction data here. And then we go inside here. We need to go back up, though, to that. Well, I guess we can just hit this button. But then it doesn't get to here? This button must do something different than this other button. All right, one more time. They look like the same button, but I don't think they work the same. I guess that does take a minute because it is loading that from disk. So we go to here, we click this button. Now we're inside this, count all whatevers. And then it doesn't go to here. Why wouldn't it stop here? 0 faction county resources. I'm confused. This isn't null. Well, it wasn't null. Maybe there's nothing in. Maybe that's it, that there's no county data. Or the county's faction zone is empty or something. And so that's why it skips this. That's probably what it is. And then it zeroes it. But we did a test with a 0, but it would still be 0 from before. I bet you there's something wrong with the county's faction owns or something. All right, one more time. One more time. Oh man, the Smiths started. I like the Smiths, but like I said, you got to be in the right mood for whiny dude music. Once again, I went over to my friend's house, and that's all he listens to, and it gets old. He's like, you gotta listen to this song. Is it Elliott Smith? Okay, so we're to the 0. Count is 0. We're in the faction data, and the count is 0. Here's the problem. How the fuck did that happen? Did I change this to like a list of ints or some shit? I bet you I did. I bet you I changed this to a list of ints. And that's why it's like there aren't any oh no, okay, I was wrong. We could change that to a list of ints, honestly, though. Because do we use that in other spots? Is there a way to check that? This is obviously either not saving or loading right. We could actually look at our save game data. Something's not happening right there. What happened to our save game? There it is. Counties. Counties faction owns. So this is, at this point, it's and here, earlier I said that we don't want to use the county name because of it can be changed, but right now it can't be changed, and we're using it right here, so that's a problem. All right, so we know that the county's faction loads. This is not loading right. So maybe it was part of the save thing that's throwing this off. So when we go to faction data, we want to look at from DTO. I bet you we never did this part. There's probably a note in here. This is going to break when we move what? We cleared out for each string name in this, go through every county node under county parents. For each node, get children. What? We can just go county, and then we can do that cast thing. And I think you just say a county. We know these are all counties in here. So we don't need that. This is some ChatGPT shit. From a long time ago, it looks like. County does not exist. Get this out of here. So is this really the best way to do that? I guess so. Fuck it. We can't get like a dictionary of this shit. Can you get children as a dictionary in C#? That'd be interesting. I guess it wouldn't help us. Let's not get sidetracked here. Go through every county. This also wasn't breaking. This never broke when we moved this. Because from DTO, is never used until you load the game. All right, so go through every county node under the county parent, match the name. If the county name equals that name, we add it to the list. What is this thing doing? Stop loop once we find it. I wonder if that solves the problem right there. So at this point, when you're loading the game, where's our save manager? When you're loading the game, I think we do this in a different order. This shit's toast. We don't do this anymore. I guess we can test that change. How are we gonna test that change? We should do it here. We can get rid of those other debug things. We're running out of time. Today's a 3-day week, or this weekend's a 3-day weekend. Looking forward to it. Last weekend was a 3-day weekend for me too, though, wasn't it? I don't know. I don't remember. We don't need this one. We don't need this one. We don't need this one. We need this one. Where it's 0 counties faction owns. So as the game runs, it does the initial load. It goes load game from JSON. It goes from DTO. This happens after the county one. So we know, so this is going to happen after, so we already have all the county data. We're loading it from the nodes though. We could pull it from here instead of the nodes, because this happens after. We already have all the county data list. I just thought of something else that we might be doing wrong. Where was that? That was in faction data. Not here. Stop. Oh, we already stopped it. Faction data. Was it under faction data? Where was that thing? Yeah, 2D from DTO. We're gonna have to fix that too. We're gonna rebuild that war thing. And that'll be kind of fun. I mean, it's just gonna be like a grid, a mental grid. What the fuck am I doing here? All counties, faction owns. Remember we got rid of those things, the initialization thing? I wonder if that's what's happening right here. These are not initialized. Now I'm listening to something that's in German. Or maybe it's not. Oh, it's Russian. And I have skipped it. What are you doing? Start. See, that's when I want this to flash at me. 0. All right, let's look at 2DTO as well. No, we saw in the save game data that there was counties faction owned. So this has Khaled's. I guess we could make sure that the other one has something. Yeah. Portland and Wasco. So that's right. So it looks like the from DTO is not working. Well, now I'm like into some sort of industrial music that I'm listening to here. Did we get any? I guess we'd have to test it through here. There's that shitty air that starts appearing when you do that, but I think it's been fixed. Someone said that it came back. That air that I was getting like 23, whatever. All right. So it might not be the counting. We did that. 2DTO, we just add their name in, which is, we've seen that that's working. This is going to break when we move. I just had a thought here. Bad thought. This isn't loaded yet. The county loader hasn't run yet, so there aren't any children. For when we do this, we're in from DDO. This is going to break when we move. Yeah, there aren't. This isn't here yet. But the save game is here at this point. It's already loaded the county. So if we go, actually, we don't need this. We just need county data. We haven't loaded so this is our problem. This is, and then we go, what is that? Auto load, instance, save game, something. Save manager dot instance save game data. And we get rid of this, and we get rid of this. Then we put a thing here to make sure that this actually runs and has something in it, because I'm pretty sure it does, but who the fuck knows? Yeah, you know, one of the interesting things with the AI conversation is how much the AI conversation happens. It happens in my work. We had this big meeting in my work about IT. Okay, so there's 7 there. That is right. Oh, we're going to have to do this 7 times or some shit. The name county data does not exist in this context. It will in a second. Tillamook. All right, this is looking good. This is looking good. Is there a way to just like skip all of these things without turning them off? Hey, will you look at this? We got a 2. All right, this is looking good. It was because that thing doesn't exist yet. Let's just stop it and run it from here. See if we get any errors. I mean, I know they're the same errors, but I like some. I don't know. Maybe I'll call it a day after this. We'll have to raid somebody, I guess. Hey, look at that. We solved the problem. Except we don't have any building materials. So the building materials had the thing where the max amount was set as 0. I wonder why. I'm going to put a note in. Kind of have to go to the bathroom. That actually makes me happy. See, like, that's another thing that's crazy. Like, you get that euphoria from fixing a bug yourself. I don't get that as much when I use AI. But yeah, no, AI comes up constantly. I feel like everywhere I go. It'd be nice if it led to a utopia. But um, building materials slash remnants have. Oh, I think that was the problem. I think it's coming back to me that it needed to be 0 for one part, but then not for the other part. Maybe we need to break remnants into like remnants for counties and remnants for factions. That would solve part of our problem. Also, I spelled remnants wrong. How the fuck do you spell it? Remnants. I looked at it. I just remnants have 0 max amount, and that is messing things up. I think this has been an ongoing problem in the past. Yeah, I'm vaguely remembering this, and I like kicked it down the road because I didn't want to deal with it because the game still worked. Yeah. Okay, let's push this code. Let's do these 14 changes. So what did we do today? Fixed 2 loading issues and most of the top bar control label updating. I saw this big talk about Paradox Games on Reddit, a big conversation about it. And one of the things they kept talking about is there's no competitors for Paradox style games, and they're right. There really aren't any major competitors, and I'm surprised that there hasn't been like a small indie company that's wanted to jump into that, because Paradox is like, they get so expensive. There's one, and I'm looking on Discord because I think I have it. There's like one game that's been in. It's this one right here. It says this message can't be loaded. What happened here? Okay. There's this Gilded. It's Gilded something or other. Gilded Destiny. They're like putting out like a. What is going on there? It's all hex based, and you know my love of hexes. It's been in development forever. I worry that it's a scam. Not a scam so much, but it has been in development forever. I am looking forward to it though when it comes out. It's on Steam, and so they would be a competitor. They're pretty much the only competitor. It says it's coming out this year. Like, this would be awesome. That doesn't look like hexes. Oh, I guess it is. Yeah, it looked like it's not a scam, I don't think. Like, they have too much going. This would be awesome. Yeah, I hope this comes out and is not dog shit. Oh, Hooded Horse. They must have picked it up. So I think it will help. Paradox Games will help if we can get some. They'll help them get better if look at that, zoom in. Some competition. Anyways, we pushed the code. Let's find somebody to raid. I'm gonna pull up my list of people I've raided in the past. Maybe we'll raid, because I didn't do anything last weekend. Maybe we'll raid somebody I've raided before. Maybe Crystal or Critter or one of those people are streaming. Let me pause my music. When I raid people and my music's on, I can't hear them talk. see what we got here. There are no people that I have not rated recently. So let's find somebody new. I just got to do that one on the. I didn't see that guy that posted on YouTube. Did it not come through? Oh, yeah, I never clicked the button for YouTube. See, I'm out of touch. Well, that's a bummer. Sorry, Tusher. I never clicked it. What do we got here? We have puzzle game. One viewer. It doesn't. Oh, let's look. Let's add Godot on here. I like to support the Godot, the few of us Godot people, especially if it's like C#. Furry, Godot engine, Godot. What are they making? Teddy bear. Digital Iliad. I don't remember who that guy is. That's why I didn't want to. I saw him on the list, and I was like, I don't remember who that guy is, so I didn't want to rate him again. Sometimes, I follow people after I rate them because I'm curious, and then I don't look back. Broadcast with Manning personality talks at you with puzzled expression. This person is playing Hollow Knight. Maybe I won't rate anybody. Who's this person? Gateman pushing new mic. Who dis? Yeah, maybe I'll call it a day and we'll raid somebody tomorrow. I'm most likely going to stream tomorrow, but I don't see anything exciting here. Yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good